Look at my face. Look long and hard. Do I look like I'm in the mood for super happy fun time today? I'm not in the mood. I am not in the mood. You want to know why? 'Cause it's, well, see, I got this game. This game I'd heard was really awful and really terrible, and I just had to see how bad it was, because that's what the way our popular culture is now. We've got a new market, the so bad it's good market, where things are so terrible and so awful and they're such crap that we absolutely have to check it out in an attempt to enjoy them ironically. Well, I've got news for you. This game, Ride to Hell Retribution, cannot be enjoyed ironically. It cannot be enjoyed, period. First, let me tell you about this wonderful menu. I mean, it's so amazing. It's just got so many great features. You can download a whole one DLC option. Isn't that great? Oh, and then there's the options, which are bare bones. In fact, the whole thing is bare bones. Let me explain why this game sucks so much. The very opening sequence has major issues because you're almost immediately thrown into a turret section with tooltips at the bottom of the screen, which you can see. And by the way, those tooltips will pop up over and over again. You have to shoot at all these waves of enemies, blowing up these thugs. And by the way, this is supposed to be a flashback to explain events that happened later in the game. But guess what? This particular turret section never happens. These events never happen. You never visit this place and do a turret section. And yes, you just saw an achievement get unlocked first 2 minutes of gameplay. But you know what? Let's move past that and ignore the fact that you can unlock an achievement within 2 minutes of gameplay. Because wow, that is just wow. This is Jake Conway. He's our hero. And I'm using as much quotation marks as I can because I despise this guy with the greatest of intensity. He's on his way back home from Vietnam. And if you were thinking that maybe him being a Vietnam vet factors at any way into the story, you're stupid. Shut up. Anyway, as I was saying, our hero Jake makes his way back home to meet with his Uncle Mac and his little brother Mikey. And yes, Mac is not very expressive. You might have also noticed that there's something kinda wrong with the facial models. In fact, with the models for, well, all of these guys, and for pretty much the whole game. That's because the graphics suck, and they look like they belong on an original Xbox, not the Xbox 360. Like, at all. I mean, look at Mac's hair. It looks more like hardened clay that's been stuck onto the side of his head, not real hair. And Mikey's hair is like thick chunks of Play-Doh. But let me just talk about the driving section of this game. First and foremost, the controls are terrible. Your boost is very stupidly mapped to the forward stick on your controller, so there's a very good chance you will accidentally fire it off. Your vehicle, your motorcycle, feels floaty and almost unresponsive because you go around bouncing off of stuff. It feels like big rigs or mother truckers. The control scheme is that bad. It doesn't feel like a real motorcycle. The effects, what few there are repetitive and annoying, especially the driving sound effect. It's that same acceleration sound effect the entire time throughout the entire game, and they keep reusing the same sound effects over and over again. Oh, and by the way, take a close listen.
Gone, okay? I don't know what the hell's going on between you and Matt. You're different, Jake. But we're a family. That's still the same. Vote for Mac too, you know? Yeah.
I could barely understand anything they just said. And what the hell kind of way was that to end the scene? Oh, and by the way, look at this loading screen. You will see the exact same concept art loading screen again and again and again and again, like 5,000 times throughout the entire game.
Tell the truth.
It is so repetitive. You get the same stupid gameplay tips over and over. It is just an awful, awful experience. Oh, and by the way, here's the sad thing. The guy who's playing Mikey, heaven help me, he's trying so hard. I really think he's trying so hard. But the sad thing is,
Thanks.
this is the problem. This kid is gonna die, and he's gonna die soon. Because while Jake goes off to get Mikey a burger, a bunch of rival bikers called the Devil's Hand show up to cause trouble. Why? Because they're jerks. Well, actually, that's not the only reason, but the reason why they're jerks to everybody in general is they're just jerks. In fact, actually, here, you see, this, the 1%, that's biker lore. The idea is that 99% of all bikers are law-abiding citizens, and it's the 1% you need to watch out for. Well, evidently the Devil's Hand represents the entire 1%, supposedly. You want to know how I know that? And you want to know how lame these guys are? Listen to this guy.
You know how to move, Tony.
What happened to the music? Hello? Music?
This is like a skinny little old baby cow, ain't it? You ever slice an ear off on a baby cow? They scream and scream. It's funny.
Nobody talks like that! Now let's get to how you beat up enemies when you're on your bike. When an enemy will ride up to your bike, you gotta rapidly mash the attack button that pops up, after which the bikes themselves will speed off, and basically without the rider, but the bikes themselves will just keep going. Look at this. Watch, 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 watch. See? It didn't explode even when it hit the wall, even though it had no reason to do that. And the motorcycles will do this over and over and over again. They'll just speed off across the road, going and going and going, and then finally will explode with the same stupid explosion sound effect every single time. And if you think, by the way... Oh, and did you see that? Did you see that? Even though the bike exploded... Here, hold up. Watch very, very carefully. Now focus in carefully on the bike. Look, see, there it is. No rider. And even though it exploded, the bike is still there and still going. And it's like the Energizer Bunny. They keep going and going and going. Let's just get to the part where they kill your brother.
Move now, cherry pie.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise.
Time to put that fucking piece down, cowboy.
Oh no! I certainly hope there's no other offensive racial stereotypes in this game.
Tell him. Jake, please tell him. It's our dads, okay? It's our fucking dads.
And who might your father be?
William Conway.
Toledo Conway?
No!
That was a very wimpy scream.
Out of Dodge. Finish him.
Let me explain to you what happens next. Even though they shoot you, and I'm serious, they seriously shoot you dead, somehow you magically come back to life and you go out for your revenge. Let me talk about one of the first missions. You have to get past an electric fence. And you want to know how our hero Jake gets past the electric fence? Rather than just, there's a truck stop right across the way from where the fence is. Now, you might be thinking, oh, so he'll steal a truck that's there, drive it through the fence, no problem. No. No, after murdering 4 innocent truckers, taking the truck, barreling it down the highway, running over about 30 cops along the way, and I don't know how many pedestrian cars, you then go to this power plant, and let me explain what happens to you through this ugly, awful fight scene, which is basically just a ripoff of Batman style of using just a couple of buttons and a reaction button to keep somebody from shooting you in the back of the head or anything like that. You have to kill everybody inside this power plant. You slaughter the cops that are trying to stop you. You blow up the power plant, and by the way, in case you're thinking that maybe you can just, move past this part and, just ignore all these guys that are shooting at you and, not kill cops. No. The doorway to these places will not open until you kill everybody that's around. I counted. I killed like 21 people in this power plant before making the place explode, which took out the electric fence and, presumably grocery stores, hospitals. I think, in fact, you know what? I don't think. I know for a fact I have killed more people in this section alone. I've killed more innocent people than the Devil's Hand kills in the entire freaking game. I'm serious. Jake Conway is a bigger murderer than everybody in the Devil's Hand. He is a bigger threat to the innocent people of this town and the world than an entire psychotic biker gang. That says something. Oh, and yeah, good luck finding out where it is you need to go when you're in a place like this, because there's no, floating arrow or a pathway marked out for you. No. It's just, you just get those little narration tooltip quotes that float above your head telling you where to go, even though it doesn't actually really show you where it is you need to go. No, none of that. There's no good weapon variation. You got, clubs and baseball bats and the ripped off chunks of a guitar to bash people to death with. And by the way, if you get a gun, you should just get a gun, because you know why? Anything but a headshot is worthless. A headshot will kill an enemy instantly. So you can either waste multiple clips, you can melee the guy for 2 minutes and then finally drop him if, somebody else doesn't come in and interrupt your attack flow. Or you can go with a single headshot. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, except somehow, for some reason, the biker gang has hired a bunch of Jasons from hell to show up, and they're all wearing hockey masks, and somehow the hockey masks keep them from being one headshot killed. I am not kidding you. These guys with the hockey masks cannot be killed by a single headshot to the head. Watch. You see this, right? I shot the guy 3 times in the head, and he didn't die, and he's still standing even though I'm shooting him. You know, I don't know if the game designers know this, but a hockey mask does not stop a bullet in the face! A hockey mask doesn't stop a bullet in the face! And then there's the sex scenes. I want to make something clear. This is not because I'm something of a prude who thinks that you should honestly wait until you're married to have sex. This would be offensive to anyone who saw this. The game is rated M, not merely for violence, but for sexual content. And Ride to Hell has plenty of sex, but it handles it in a way that is juvenile, childish, immature, insulting, cruel, and horrific. I can't even... Quagmire from Family Guy treats women better, is less offensive in his behavior than this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, after I shoot this guy, I want you to start counting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't look at me like that. It's no more offensive than the rest of the game is. All I did was add in the music to try and make it funny. Because I'm serious, that happens like 8 times in this game. You will save a woman from being raped in an alley or about to be sexually assaulted by someone. They immediately have sex with you. Immediately. It's a fact. I am not kidding you. In fact, let me just give you a quick little montage of how many times that happens. You know, when I played this wasn't funny. This wasn't enticing. I didn't there's nothing enjoyable about watching this. It's disgusting. After a woman has almost been sexually assaulted in an alleyway or in her own home by a guy who is trying to rape her, the very last thing that is going to be on her mind is that she wants to have sex. And the fact that these women are immediately having sex with you after you do some kind of favor for them in some way. They are whores. Every single female character in this game is either a villain, somebody who is not a character on their own but needs protecting, or a whore, or a combination of all of them. There are no female characters in this entire game that are genuine people who have facets and actual genuine human traits to them that actually come off as characters. It is disgusting. And if you were thinking that maybe, if nothing else, if the writing section sucked, if the sex scenes sucked, if it was horrible and disgusting that you had to slaughter innocent people just to get to the Devil's Hand bosses, that maybe, just maybe, the boss fights with these guys might be meaningful. Nope! You'd be stupid to think that. Because all of the boss fights are completely and utterly underwhelming. How underwhelming am I talking about? Well, besides the fact that you can pretty much knock off guys like Colt here from the, well, you know, the huge machine gun that he had, you essentially only have to shoot Colt like one time in the head in order to defeat him. No, seriously, just one shot.
You think this is it? That I'm the last one? This ain't... Ah! Oh!
That's for what you've done to my town.
Jerk-ass, you've done far worse to the town than the Devil's Hand ever did. Oh, and by the way, you see that button that says you should press LT? Guess what? The game will press it for you. There is literally no choice that you have in this. There's only one fun thing I ever found, and it's this. You know what that is? Do you? You like that bit, because that was about as funny and interesting as the game ever got. Seriously. And it's only because I added the music. There's like only one or two actually interesting people in the game. And here's one of them.
I mean, how could you miss it? That unmistakable stench of dead end. God's own personal shithole.
Are you referring to the town or to this awful game?
No matter what the reason.
And the reason is you. The fact of the matter is, this entire game is filled with missed opportunities.
What's your problem, asshole?
I knew this was a bad idea.
Excuse me?
This fucking parcel. Fuck. Listen, if you want to talk to 666, you need to speak to the right people. People like me, okay? Nobody in the sawmill building will help you. They are too scared to stop work. I'm not scared, though, but I need your help. Very fast.
You just told me to fuck off.
I am so stressed.
I have such a
I
fake
apologize
German
for this.
accent.
I
It
have
is
lost
not
my
wunderbar.
packages, which I give to 666.
Wiener steht
I
so.
have to hide the small parcels
God.
in the area from the
Is this game is so full of stereotypes. It would be funny if it wasn't so offensive and sad.
You find the packages quickly, and I tell you whatever you want.
And why the hell can't you do this Easter egg hunt yourself?
His people are watching. If I am strange, they will know something is wrong. Please helping me.
I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I've got no privacy. Whoa, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Look, I was bored out of my skull playing this game, okay? I needed to find some way to liven it up. Anyhow, eventually you find all the packages.
Now you need to get me to 666.
I know that you don't like him. But don't worry, nobody does. Look, I don't get the plus time for this, and I can't get away to make a final delivery today. If you just do a quick delivery to Lost Valley City...
Once again, can't believe I'm saying this, but Jake, I'm completely agreeing with you. I'm sick of this crap too. Really, really sick of this
Wasting my
crap.
time. There's gotta be somebody else.
Yeah!
They
Why
will
can't there
help you
be
in there.
anybody
Nobody
else?
will. I told
Okay,
you.
wait a minute. I thought it was just Jake, but seriously, what is with the very large
You know,
hand?
You're not very
Oh,
organized for a
oh, come
Might be
on!
easier for you, but it
Is
can't be.
everybody in this entire game
I
racist?
understand.
I suppose I should bring up how you fight when you're not doing those QuickTime events on a bike. Because when you're not doing the QuickTime events, there was quite literally the worst driving/shooting mechanic I've ever seen. All of time slows down. You have to shoot at the guys that zoom past you. They'll speed off in the slow-mo on their bike until, and only when you've finally blown all their heads off do you actually get to complete the section and you can go back to normal speed. This part is so tedious, so unpleasant, and did I mention how hard it is to hit these far off, blurry targets in this already crappy looking game? It's bad. It's really bad. And by the way, if you end up slamming into something or something knocks you back, you can't go backwards, by the way. You fade out and everything goes gray. But let's just skip to you actually taking on 666, who's at a sawmill, which usually means in stuff like this, death by wood chipper. This was my reaction upon seeing this scene. I promise you, everything you're about to see was my first reaction to these scenes. I have not edited them in any other way. I'm showing you the scenes pretty much exactly how I thought they were when I first saw them. And they're not for the squeamish. So pardon my language. But God, I was angry.
You!
Yep, I called it. He's gonna send him into a wood chipper because he's a sick, sick mother.
I'll tell you, but not this, please.
Jesus.
Oh, shut up! You're threatening to Fargo
I
him!
don't know much. Justice Caesar wants you dead because of your dad.
Why?
He was in a gang with Caesar. They must have fell out, because he doesn't want you in the picture either. Everything was planned. You and your brother were on the hit list. When those guys out by the Dutch oven heard you were Toledo's boys, they did what they were told. Take you out. Look, that's all I know. Pretty boy talks to him, and he doesn't tell me much. I don't even know where Caesar is. They keep it quiet for security. Hey, Jake, Kimosabe. I'll set you up with dough.
That's not how you spell
Dough.
Kimosabe. It's with an E, not an I.
Just cut me loose, will ya?
Tell me where Pretty Boy is.
Not too hard to find. Just check out the races. He's not too far from them.
I'll be honest. Of all the scum I've taken out, you've been the most helpful. Unfortunately, I'm not in the business of making deals.
Jake, no! Come back!
This is
Make
murder.
me rich, please!
This is cold-blooded, sick murder. This is not okay. This is not a... God. God. Oh, Carpenter? Oh, fuck you, game! You're sick! Okay? You're fucking sick! And you got a fucking sick sense of humor. Fuck you! And then, of course, there's Cook's Mad Recipe. It's the only DLC that the game actually has. You want to know what it's about? I'll tell you. There's a Vietnam veteran named Cook who wants to burn America like it burned me. And he's got himself hold of an atomic bomb. No, seriously. There's just an atomic bomb. It's in an underground shelter beneath a hippie encampment, and Cook gets hold of it. That's it. He's just gonna blow up the atomic bomb. There's so many things wrong with that setup. I can't even... Okay, first things first.
He's paying the hippies for something. He just handed over your cash.
Assholes. Take those motherfuckers out, Jake. I want my goddamn money back.
Tyrell is encouraging murder of people who have done absolutely nothing wrong, but buying stuff that, as far as they know, is legitimate of somebody else. But he doesn't care about that, he just wants his freaking money back. Over money they don't know. That's your idea of a sniper rifle? Just that? It's barely... You didn't really put much effort into this. It's just like a mild zooming in effect, a few lines, and a red square. That's it? And now you're about to see Cook himself. Get a good look at him. He looks fine. There's not a single scar or bruise or anything on his body. He keeps talking about burning America like it burned him, when nothing has happened to him. He looks completely fine.
Tyrell, I think you should come and see this.
This next part really got me mad. So I apologize for the screaming you're about to hear.
It's a goddamn A-bomb. Crazy hippie bastards.
What the hell is that doing down here?
That's what I'd like to know.
This place must be ex-army. I didn't even know it existed. As for that, I have no idea how it's still here. But you'd be surprised how many of these things aren't accounted for. We lost when
they didn't make a buttload of atom bombs. They only made 2.
Big enough to wipe a town or two off
That's
the map.
not how atomic bombs work. And no, an atomic bomb that small would not be enough to just wipe a town or two off the... Okay, fine. Alright, game, you get 1 point for a mildly amusing quip from Jake. That's it. But again, a bomb that big would not just wipe off only one town off the map. It wiped off an entire city off the map. And this isn't even factoring in the radiation. And no, they did not make buttloads of atomic bombs. That's a complete ignoral of history. It's insulting to think that you'd throw in as something so stupid as somehow somebody managing to get hold of an atomic bomb in Hicksville, USA in the middle of the 60s. That is just plain freaking stupid. I was actually kind of wrong about that. See, as it turns out, we've got about 4,460 nuclear weapons. That's it. We've got over 4,000 nuclear weapons. So in that regard, I was actually wrong. Here's the problem. One, that this bomb was not in a secure facility and it just somehow fell into the hands of hippies, which doesn't make any sense. And two, upon discovering that an atomic bomb has ended up in their town, do you want to know what our brave heroes do?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Stupid! You're so stupid!
Jake, this is getting serious. This sort of thing doesn't go unnoticed. The last thing I need is command snooping around here.
Screw you, it's an atomic bomb! You have bigger problems to worry about!
I'm gonna be knee-deep in shit.
You're already knee-deep in crap.
What you got there?
Just call command, tell them that a lunatic got hold of a bomb, you need the bomb squad here. Sheesh. How stupid are you? How selfish are you? You're a stupid freaking idiot. Innocent lives are at stake. There's an atomic bomb, and all you care about is how bad your business is gonna suffer? Are you insane? And then you get to the point when you have to chase down Cook. Now, you would think, naturally, that since the guy is trying to, you know, detonate an atomic bomb, that you want to kill him. That makes sense, right? Wrong! You're supposed to pull out your gun and intimidate him. I'm serious. Look at what happens. Oh, come on! It makes absolutely no sense that I wouldn't just want to kill him, considering he's trying to detonate an atomic bomb. There is no reason to leave him alive. No reason whatsoever. And yeah, look at this. I can't go any further because for some reason the gate will magically stay shut until I kill all of these guys. Why? No reason whatsoever. It's just pointlessly blocking you. That is bull crap. And do you want to know what happens? The Devil's Hand shows up with Cook, and they take the bomb anyway, forcing the army to get involved. So Tyrell's pointless whining about not wanting to get the army involved at all was a waste of time, because if they had just gotten the army involved in the first place, these guys never would have made off with the bomb, nobody else would have gotten killed, and everything would have been hunky-dory. His stupidity, his selfishness, his assholery has endangered the lives of countless innocent people, all because he didn't want the army to find out he was selling army stuff to people who weren't in the army. Fuck you, Tyrell Jones. Fuck you hard! And I can't forget how glitchy the thing is. You see that? You see that? Do you see how glitchy and buggy and stupid this game is? I'm inside Jake. I am running upside down. Do you have any idea how aggravating it was to fix this? This is not the first time this happened. This happened 3 times. And then, of course, there's the epic showdown with Cook, which doesn't feel nearly as epic as it ought to, because it's just basically button mashing over and over and over again within a small time limit.
What are we doing here? Your guys able to disarm it?
Apparently not. Seems the thing can't be disarmed.
What? Shouldn't we be leaving?
One, it actually is possible to disarm a nuclear bomb. 2, nuclear bombs are not like giant balloons filled with explosive material that will go
Shouldn't be too
kaboom when
big.
something strikes it.
What's gonna happen?
That's not how they work. And 3, you should be moving farther away because an atomic bomb has a very large blast radius.
No one has to tell me.
You guys are going to get irradiated at the very least. How stupid are you? If you can see the explosion from here, you're going to die. You do realize that. Oh, that is such bullshit. You're not going to say anything like do a snappy salute and say, "Oh, say, can you see by Cook's burning corpse," or something like that? Nothing? Or not even an enjoy the fireworks? Well, Cook, can't stick around, but I gotta say, it's been a real blast. How comforting, after hours and hours of ass shots, we finally get a few
You always said he
for
disappeared.
men.
The
About
boy told
time.
me there was a kill order on us.
Except,
On all of
for some reason, Mac, which still doesn't make any sense.
I knew about the kill order. I knew they wanted Toledo dead. He told me himself. But not you two. You was just boys. Besides, Toledo made me promise I would never tell you. Neither one of you. My job was to protect you from the devil's hand and raise you like you was my own. And I'd done that. Best I could. I just never thought they'd come after y'all. Not after all this time.
That doesn't make sense! It does not make sense that, 1, they wouldn't extend the kill order to Toledo's brother when they extended it to his wife and to his children. 2, that they never would have gone around to Mac's place to look for the guys. And 3, that they wouldn't keep looking. Nothing about this setup makes sense. It makes no sense that this gang wouldn't have found Mikey or Jake or Mac and tried to kill them before now. It does not make sense. Doesn't make sense. Oh, and yeah, the texture pop-in sucks too. Just so you know. And then, of course, they kill Mac.
Ellie! Mac!
Evidently, Mac has just been hanging around.
No!
I'm sorry, that was bad. I'll hit myself again. Oh, come on. Can't you just emote a little bit more with your voice or with the facial expressions? This is supposed to be horrifying. This is supposed to be really, really tragic. Your father figure for years has just been violently murdered, and all you can do is go, "No! I'm acting!" Good Lord.
Are you okay? Did they hurt you?
Jake.
Jake's hands are seriously too freakishly big.
I see you found my note. Thanks for coming. Sorry about the old man. I had to make sure you'd get the message.
Jake, where's Mac?
And look, I see you've met my daughter, Ellie. She always was.
Really? She's supposed to be his daughter?
Ellie?
I'm sure that would have been real shocking if not for the fact that, well,
Hate him. I've
you know,
always
this
hated
doesn't, this just like comes right the heck out of
Listen,
nowhere, and there was like
please,
no hint that she was his daughter at all before this.
My mom. I still got the
Oh, for
scars.
God's sakes, Jake, will you show some freaking
That's when he started telling me
emotion?
stories about people he killed.
Now we get to see Caesar chew up the scenery like it's a sandwich, as he explains the huge reason why he just had to kill your father and place a kill order out on your whole family.
Howdy, cowboy.
Little
orphan Jakey. Nobody to sing you sweet lullabies. No one to come home to. I guess you're wondering what happened to Pops. Huh? He left quite a mark on me.
You kill them, just like you kill everything, you bastard! I hate you! I hate you! I wish you were dead!
Shush now, baby. Daddy's talking. Where was it?
Oh, the scenery is delicious.
Seeds of distress.
Oh.
One of the dead started prepared. Oh, yes. Dearest mother and father. You see, Jake,
I was in Retribution.
back at the start, I had big plans. Plans to expand. But your dad, well, he wasn't too keen on that. Only things he cared for were beer, racing, and your mom. We were the kings. We could do anything.
You're freaking bikers. Stop acting like you're such hot shit.
But a man's got to take advantage of what the good maker has seemed to bestow upon him. Am I right?
Yeah, Jake, that's pretty much my reaction to most of this game.
I started doing what I wanted. And your pop didn't like it. I mean, really. What's wrong with a little violence here and there? Jake.
No reason to feel
I completely agree.
You and
You are both asshole psychopaths.
Anyway, I tried to keep it all quiet. But really, I wasn't happy taking orders. Killing people is just too
I would like to remind you all that this lunatic is the guy whom every single member of the band Retribution decided to follow. You know, the whole point of the title is supposed to be that the 1% represents the number of bikers who are actual criminals.
aside from it. Woman.
Something that's not actually represented here in this game, because the majority of the bikers in this game are sociopathic lunatics that gladly kill and try to rape and steal and slaughter without regret or remorse.
Take his bike.
Everybody is a horrible, ugly, hateful person.
Slashed my face when I went to rightfully take my prize.
This guy especially.
Bitch.
I mean, my god, what a sexist prick.
Fool, Jake. A damn fool. Can't have that. No, sir. Can't have it. I chased him for a long time, Jake. I found them, too. Threw them both off a fucking cliff. And watched them drown like cats in a bag.
Enough of this. Ellie and I are leaving here with you dead. You hear me?
You know, Jake, if you hadn't kept killing off all those cops, maybe they could have shown up to help you. You ever think of that?
The good book says you flame out. Here. Right about now.
Oh, gee, that's really impressive. Stony-faced guys that look exactly like the other goons I've been killing up to this point.
Nothing has
How
stopped you so
different.
far. Not even death.
Oh, how do you make a line that badass sound so lame?
Kill him!
And you know, he's got a point. Why does Caesar think that these guys, out of the hundreds that have already been thrown at me, stand any chance whatsoever? All the people I've killed, but no, these guys are gonna do it. God, this is so stupid.
He's getting away!
This is like a big old party!
You already said that, and the dialogue is clearly on a loop that it's not supposed to be on anymore.
Mom was mine.
What a Mickey Mouse production.
Fair and square.
And this is from somebody who is himself implementing a Mickey Mouse production. So I'll just skip to the ending. This disgusting specimen of a human being tries to forcibly rip Ellie off with really poor graphics and animation, by the way. As you can see, it's more like he's grabbing hold of the air. And then you leap on top of his bike to beat him to death and make him crash off a cliff. And not even this feels epic. He can't possibly still be alive. Oh, come on! He fell off a cliff! That doesn't make... Oh, forget it. It's almost over.
What the...
That's a really sissy death scream. God, even taking out the big bad of the game sucks ass. This entire game sucks. God, what a waste of time. Wait, what was that? Oh, forget it. Ugh. Stupid game. I've had just about enough of this game. Sick and tired of it. So this thing is going where it belongs. That trash. And don't you ever think about picking it up from the store. Save your money. This game is not worth it. Believe you me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I, along with the rest of the 99% of bikers, am gonna go out and play some good games. Yeah, I drive a bike. It's a bicycle. Hey, it's still a bike!